especially the end there, man. That was crazy. But let's get into it.
It's good to finally meet you. I've been watching your work it's been like a couple decades. Well, yeah, since I was a kid, I've known about you. Been watching your podcast appearances on Joe Rogan, and now you want me deported from my country. So let's start with that. You challenged me to a debate. I think it's important to start with some of the claims you made. Is the audio okay in here, guys? Can you guys hear?
I hear you loud and clear, Sneako.
There's no echo. Okay, so you want me deported from America for exercising my First Amendment rights. You're making the shock face. This is what you said. You said deport now, and then Elon Musk, the trillionaire African migrant into America, who's bringing in tons of H-1B visas. He said, yes, he wants me deported as well.
Well, to be clear, I wasn't making a shock face. I was enjoying my S.E.T right here in Texas. So I was gulping it down. No, I did say that, and Elon agreed with me on that viral post of your viral post. And here's where I stand on that. Obviously, I was saying that more rhetorically because we have separation of church and state in the United States. I've read the Quran twice. It is a battle manual about to take over the world.
So you don't actually want me deported from America? Or
well, hold on. Can I listen? You want to do 3 minutes and I'll do 3 minutes because we're debating.
Sure. I want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I mean, here's the deal. Orthodox Islam is expansionist. Orthodox Islam in the Quran promises to take over the world. Mm-hmm. And we have separation of church and state in this country. And we have people saying every household will be under this. That's not the same as the New Testament saying every knee will bow to God when they finally see God. Okay, so my issue.
I mean, let's be real though. They also believe in Jesus coming back, so it's kind of like the same thing. Let's be real. Like when Jesus comes back, the debate will be settled. Jesus is gonna let us know if he's the son of God or if he was just a Messiah that's about to come back. That's it. So we'll find out at the end of times. That's why I really don't understand the beef between Christians and Muslims. Because, bro, we're all going to find out when the day comes. When Jesus comes down, we can all sit there and ask him. And we're all going to be sitting in anticipation. He's going to let us know. He's like, all right, I'm the son of God. And the Muslims are like, okay, fine, we're Christian. Or he comes down and be like, all right, no, I'm not the son of God. I'm just a Messiah. And then, the Christian will be like, okay, fine. I guess we're Muslim or Jews. Like, whatever. But we're going to find out eventually at the end of times. So what's the point of beefing about it?
Is you're jumping around all crazed doing throat slitting motions, saying F you, basically, I take it as America, and saying...
I mean, don't people do throat slitting motions when they celebrating games like soccer, basketball? Like, bro, people do the throat slitting motion all the time. Like, what are you talking about?
You will go under this. We're going to take your cities. We're going to dominate you. And I've seen thousands of imams say all this. And if you don't convert, we're allowed to take your women and use them as slaves and, all the rest of it. It pisses me off when somebody says, I'm going to plant my flag up your ass and we're going to dominate you. And then there you are, an American with an American accent saying that. It's even more horrifying to people. And it basically starts a war. So I'd love to see a reformation in Islam like we had in Christianity. Back when some of the Catholics were trying to force people, to follow what they said, or they would burn them at the stake. Okay, so Islam needs a reformation. I don't want to be at war with Islam, but there are 50 plus Islamic countries. Most of them are 99% Muslim. There's only a few.
Yeah, but here's a problem, though. Just because they're Muslim countries don't mean you're going to fit in because you're not that race. It's like, here's a problem, and I guess this is what Alex Jones don't understand. A lot of people do care about your ethnicity, and that's how you fit into a lot of these countries culturally. Otherwise, you'll always be just an outsider. You'll always be just a tourist or a visitor. It's not everybody's like America, Alex, where we just accept you into our culture no matter your skin tone, no matter your background. No, in other countries, they actually care about that shit. So just because you're Muslim doesn't mean you just get that. You'll be able to settle down in Malaysia oh so comfortably, or Iraq, or Afghanistan, or Saudi Arabia, or UAE, or Qatar, or any other Muslim country. Be real with you. You're going to have a hard time if you're not from that culture, if you didn't grow up there, or you're just not that ethnicity.
Muslim countries where Christians can live in peace. Islam is expansionist. That's why I'm against Israel. It's expansionist. It is elitist. It says greater Israel. It sees everybody else as subhuman, at least Ben Gvir in the leadership of Israel. And so I am opposed to Israel and its expansionist supremacist activities. I'm against Islam's expansionist supremacist activities. And I'm against the Chi-Com expansionist activities. I'm against the left's pedophilic Hollywood expansionist dominance, imperial operations. I don't want America to be imperial. I've been against all these expansionist wars. Even though I didn't like Maduro, I said, I think we'll probably just put communists back in. Now they want to overthrow Cuba and put the communists back in. So I'm against all of that. I'm against imperialism, not from some leftist angle, but from George Washington's angle of not being involved in foreign entanglements. So that's where I stand on all this. And when somebody declares we're coming for you and we're going to dominate you, I said deport Piers Morgan back in 2013. It became a national story whenever he said, we're going to take your guns. And I said, if you do, 1776 will commence again. So anybody trying to take my guns, anybody saying I'm going to convert to Islam in all your homes, anybody telling me that they're going to stick their flag up my ass, I'm going to tell them, if you want to fight, you better believe you got one. Go ahead.
All right, you said a lot. I mean, what flag? The difference between Israel.
That's the problem. I mean, there's really no fight. The Muslims aren't even asking you for a fight. Really, they're asking you guys for a debate and a conversation. They're not really asking to fight you guys. And if that was the case, then trust me, the Holy War would have popped off a long time ago.
As an expansionist state, is that's a actual country. I have allegiance to America. This is my country. Said many things, and let's stick to this original claim. You said deport now. Where am I going to go if I'd be deported?
Well, I mean, there's 50 plus Muslim countries. You could go to Iran, you go to Sudan, you could go to Egypt, you could go to Afghanistan, you go to any of those shitholes. You could go to Pakistan, where they're marrying 9-year-olds. You could
There's child marriage here in America, but how would I be deported to a country that
you could go to Medina? You go to Medina and 30 black men.
Right, but that's not deportation. That's immigration, like Elon Musk coming over here. How would I be deported to a country that I'm not from? I was born here in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, Sneako, my point was rhetorical, saying that we need to deport that ideology and we need to not submit to it.
Don't deport me. You want to deport Islam.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's about like, bro, these people really want to ban Islam. And it's just like, bro, don't you kind of understand how you're going against religious freedom? And then when you kind of catch them up in that, they're like, oh, no, it's actually a military plan. And it's like, well, nope. It's a religion. And I know you're trying to turn it into some type of military plan so you can justify your wanting to ban a religion. But sorry, bro, it's a religion. So you asking to ban Islam is basically you saying F the First Amendment.
What I'm saying is that jihad and dominance of our culture needs to be opposed at every level. I obviously didn't mean literally put you in a cannon like a clown and shoot you, over to a Muslim country. And I said I meant it as an allegory. You also said that I was trying to get vigilantes to kill you. I said my snake or black widow analogy was not talking about violence, but why I have a phobia of pouring gasoline on myself and lighting myself on fire, or jumping off a 5,000-foot cliff, or playing with black widows in my hand, or playing with rattlesnakes. You have those phobias because it's a natural thing to something your brain recognizes as dangerous.
You're scared of me?
I am absolutely scared of giant hordes of third world populations that keep women as slaves and
you said 9-year-olds. You said you want to deport him now. You're scared of me individually?
I am scared of being
what you mean, bro? I mean, bro, Jesus was teaching the Torah, aka Jesus was teaching you how to treat a slave nicely. So let's not pretend like slavery wasn't in Christianity. I mean, come on, guys. The Atlantic slave trade, do we really need to even go back that far? So come on, let's cut the bullshit. Both sides did slavery. I think slavery is kind of childish to bring up since everybody did it. And then here's the thing, though. This is what kills me, is when people try to sit there and say, you're black and you're Arabs enslaved black people. Nigga, so did white people. So what? I'm just supposed to hate both of y'all? I'm just supposed to have a heart full of hate all my life over slavery? Like, no, bro, I'm good. You can do that, but I'm good. I'm actually a pretty loving guy. They're like, bro, you're not going to get me to hate white people and Arabs because of slavery. Like, come on now. I'm going to have to hate everybody at that point.
And laying down to people that declare their superiority and their supremacy over me, and you are following Orthodox Islam, and are openly announcing, we will dominate you, we will control you. So you follow the Quran. Do you believe?
Well, let's talk about the clip I said.
Pay the Jesus, pay the tax.
Let's be specific about what I said.
Head chopped off. Which way is it? Is it to the Quran? I pay the tax, I convert to Islam, or my head's chopped off. Which one is it?
Doesn't say that.
I mean, come on now. Come on. If Muslims live, well, actually, other religions lived under Muslims peacefully. They did have to pay that tax, though. Here's the thing, though. Like, it's better than what the Christians were doing at that time, bro. If you were down with Christ, your head was getting lobbed off, bro. When the Crusades happened, bro, they didn't only kill the Muslims; they killed the Jews and other Christians as well, who were living peacefully under the Muslims. So, I mean, like, if you want to ask who was a bit more humane, you kind of got to give it to the Muslims.
It doesn't say. You said you read the Quran twice. It doesn't say that.
I can show you 1,000 imams reading the hadiths of the Quran. No, there's three things.
Hadiths are not in the Quran. You clearly haven't read it if you think hadiths are in the Quran. So because you don't know about Islam, let's talk about
Muslim scholars. You're saying Islam doesn't say you convert or you pay the tax or your head gets cut off.
Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. So let's talk about what I said, because you don't know.
You got to say that in context there. And here's the thing. If you explain the entire tax system, if you couldn't afford it, even if you were a Christian or Jew, they would take it away and be like, all right, if you can't afford it, you're all good. But it was pretty much a wealth tax on Christians and Jews that lived under Islam or that lived under Islamic rule. It's, I'm gonna be real with you, it's way better than what the Christians were doing with just killing everybody. I mean, you kind of got to give it to them. Now, like I said, I don't agree with taxing some people because of their religion. Trust me, I disagree with it. But considering the times and considering what the other option was, hey, I would take the tax instead of the lobbing off of my head.
About Islam.
Hey, everybody, take clips of this and then show 50 emails saying it, and then show the hadiths and then show the Quran.
Alex, maybe you've seen a lot of Facebook posts, and it seems like you're getting a lot of boomer propaganda. Let's be specific about what did I say? Because you just made up a bunch of things I didn't say. You said I'm coming to stick a flag up your butt. I'm here to dominate. I didn't say any of that. What did I say? You said we're going to take over every house. I didn't say that.
Take over the cities.
I said
no, he did not.
In Christian language, something similar. I don't know what type of Christianity you are. Every knee will bow, every tongue confess. I said, inshallah, the whole world becomes Muslim. I believe I have the truth.
Yeah, that's literally what he said. Inshallah, the whole world will become Muslim. AKA, like, God willing, the whole world become Muslim. So no, it's not a call to take over. He's pretty much saying when God wills it, the whole world will become Muslim. Now I know y'all hate to hear that, but it's not a call for, jihad, an Islamic takeover or a jihad or a militant jihad, because jihad could just mean a personal struggle.
Goodness for the world. I want you to have the truth. Christians want other people to become Christian too. Why should I hide? Why should I act like I don't want goodness for other people? Of course, inshallah. Do you know what this means? If you read the Quran, what is inshallah? God willing. So it's not up to me. It's not up to any force. It's not up to anybody forcing you and converting you with the sword and threatening.
Oh, yeah, Islam never does that. Hey, Muslims always bitch about the Crusades. Were the Crusades a response to 700 years of Muslim invasion? Did the Muslims take Spain and put over 2 million women into slavery?
Well, if you want to talk about Christian expansion, we can too.
I mean, did Christians put women in slavery as well, dude? It was across the board. And women were seen as, well, weren't really seen as people back then. They were damn near seen as a resource or a damn near pride or spoils of war and all that good stuff, which is terrible. But that was just the treatment of women across the board, my friend. So you can't sit there and say, oh, no, it was all about how the Muslims treated women for all this time. Yeah, Christians were treating women the same way at that time. Like, what are you talking about? And also, like I said, I mean, the Crusades were pretty damn brutal. You went in and killed everybody. So you can't really say, I don't think that's a highlight of Christian history. I think that would be considered a dark time where you kind of strayed away from the from the words of Jesus. Like, let's be real.
But in the Quran, it says
Jesus did not go out there and say, oh, yeah, go out there and start killing people because they think differently than you. Like, please tell me where he said it.
You don't force anybody to convert. People willingly accept Islam. Nobody is trying to spread it by the sword. I want people to hear the truth and accept it. That's why I say, inshallah.
Convert, pay the tax, or have your head cut off. Convert, pay the tax, or have your head cut off.
You don't know about Islam, so you might.
Yeah, you don't.
You should avoid this stuff, and let's talk about what I said.
You're just hoping people don't know. I do know. You didn't think I knew what inshallah meant.
And guys, you know, so crazy. We talk about Muslim countries and slavery. I'm like, guys, we depend on slavery still as well to keep our prices low. remember, like, bro, we literally was sitting there like looking at Dems crazy for thinking that it's okay for immigrants to get underpaid, undertreated, and work on farms for low food prices. They thought it was okay for people in China to basically be working for slave wages so you can get a cheap iPhone. Bro, some of y'all think it's okay for African children to be working for cents on the dollar in a cobalt mine so you can get a Tesla. Like, who are we to talk?
I know what all that means.
Yeah, but you said that I'm trying to force it and stick a flag up your butt. I didn't say any of this stuff.
Dude, you were going, fuck you to the camera. You were sitting there.
You want to know why I said this?
Whose throat you going to slit? You're like, fuck you, we're taking over.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Like with the Muslim invaders.
We're taking over
on their Zodiac boats with Soros.
What's the Muslim population in America?
And then you got the, 200 to 1 Muslims raping and stabbing and murdering people all over Europe and running over people.
200 to 1. Even according to Tommy Robinson on the Epstein list, the majority of pedophiles in the UK are white Christians. It's not even the Pakistani grooming gangs.
There are no doubt there are a bunch of pedophiles in the UK.
Yeah,
and there's no doubt that
according to Tommy Robinson, it's predominantly white people.
And pick the little girls up and put them in dog cages.
Okay, before we get all heated, let's talk about what I said. Okay, there's a lot of things, and you're spreading a lot of. It seems like you don't really know about Islam. What I said was God willing.
Okay, see that's a throwaway line. That's just saying, oh, looks like you don't know. You're like, what does inshallah mean? You sit there, and what we're going to do with this is, Sneako, is we're going to take what you said, we're going to show the Quran, we're going to show the Hadiths, we're going to show the Imams.
Absolutely.
It's funny because, bro, Islam does not call for nobody to be killed. They're not calling for you to be killed because you're not Islam, because you're not Muslim. Like, please show me where it says that in full context, by the way. Because you guys always like to take passages out of context and think you know something, and it's embarrassing at a certain point. It's like you guys are just like the libs. It's like, bro, when the libs take Trump out of context, take a 30-second clip or one sentence says, oh my God, he's a racist and fascist. That's the same thing you guys do with Islam. You'll take a one passage and then leave the context completely out of it as if that doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, that's being extremely dishonest. Well, intellectually dishonest.
Pop one
show the Quran and
International Islamic TV.
Read the Quran.
Saying
read the Quran.
You convert.
Bro, I would literally say to you, you got a Quran. Go ahead, pull it out right now and read where it says that. With the entire context included. He looked like an idiot.
You pay the tax or we cut your head off.
Okay, sure. There's two things here. So you're afraid of an Islamic takeover of America, right? And you're saying the thing I said, F you. Do you know that I was banned from Australia? The game that I was at, you said this was an Allahu Akbar rally. This was a World Cup game. Egypt was playing Australia. Egypt beat Australia.
Yeah, and that's why I said, y'all, a lot of these Muslim haters was just so sensitive. It's like, yo, bro is celebrating a soccer game, and you're thinking it's a call for an Islamic takeover. Like, yeah, y'all need to go outside and actually maybe talk to some actual Muslims. Y'all need to, like, bro, like Islam derangement syndrome is real apparently now. And I hate to say that, but it's like low key for real. Like, you serious? A kid's literally out there celebrating a soccer game and pretty much says, oh man, God wills that the whole world become Muslim. You're like, oh, yep, Muslim takeover, and deport him. And F his freedom of speech and F freedom of religion now. It's like, oh, wow. I mean, dog, when Islam got you ready to throw away your American values, you got a problem.
I'm happy. Australia banned me. Do you want to know why, Alex? Similar things that happened to you. Attacks. Australia banned me. They said I was too anti-Semitic and I was too critical of Israel. They listed a bunch of reasons in an email saying that I criticize and that I'm anti-Semitic, and they revoked my visa. So when Egypt beat Australia, I'm like, oh no. It's too bad because the government applied pressure. The news was all upset. And I have a personal vendetta with
and with full context, he wasn't saying fuck you to Americans. He was saying fuck you to Argentina. Bro, it was in the Egypt-Argentina game. That's what he was celebrating, and that's what you guys are tripping over.
That's what that was about. I wasn't here trying to threaten you. If you were scared, that wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to scare you. Second, if you think there's an Islamic takeover of America, what is the majority of the immigration coming in? Because you spent your career talking about globalism. Yes. What's the percentage, and where is the majority of the immigration in America coming from? Do you know, Alex?
Let me tell you, it's coming from Latin America, and then it is coming from Asia. It's coming from Africa. It's coming from the Middle East is coming from India.
The majority is coming from India, from China, and from the southern Mexican border. India is predominantly Hindu, China is predominantly atheist, and Mexico predominantly Catholic. So if you're afraid of immigration and you want to protect your demographic, then the Catholic invasion coming in from Mexico, that should be your concern. Muslims make up 1.3% of the American population. There's no takeover. Nobody's here trying to usher in Sharia law.
Convert to Catholicism. You know, India was 3 times the size it is 1,000 years ago, and it was Buddhist and Hindu. Now the biggest subgroup is and you've got Kashmir and all those areas. And Pakistan used to be India. The Muslims take over everywhere they end up. The Quran is a battle manual, how to take over towns, get violent, run everybody out.
Now, you do understand that the Quran is basically the Bible, almost like basically the Bible with corrections, because that's pretty much what the Quran is, and what the belief of the Quran to be is that is correction of scripture. So if you line up the Quran and the Bible, it's gonna match up, except for in a couple places where the Quran says to make corrections of the Bible. This is what the Islamic scholars mean, or Muhammad means when he said, oh, yes, you look, you can go ahead and look to the Bible and the past books to confirm the Quran, because the Quran is the correction, and you'll see these corrections if you look at the past books. So if you're saying that, oh, well, the Quran calls for a war, then so does the Bible. Like, there you go. You're kind of like shooting your own religion in the foot.
Take over the next town. Are you denying
you're avoiding the real question? Is there a real threat of Islam?
So I'm going to ask you again. You didn't answer my question. I answered yours. Were the Crusades a response to 700 years of Muslim invasions of Europe?
No, it was because people wanted more resources, and just like every other religion, people hide their true intentions through religion or just selling hatred of a certain people. It's like that's just how war has always been well propagandized. And it's always been about taking resources. And Christians took those resources. They sure did. Took them right from the Muslims. Here's the problem, though. They came through and started slaughtering everybody. Like, bro, look up the Crusades. It'll tell you they slaughtered Jews, Christians, and Muslims, all of them. Like, so as the Muslims letting them live in peace, Crusaders came through and killed them. Like I said, it was a very dark moment in Christian history. It's kind of crazy how you glaze it.
It was conquest back and forth between different empires.
No, it wasn't conquest back and forth. The Eastern Empire of Rome, Constantinople fell.
It was, because that's what everybody was doing. It was a free-for-all back in the day. Everybody was trying to establish their empire as top dog. If there was a chance to take some more land, you took it. That's just the way it was back in the day. Like, bro, you could leave religion out of it, bro. Everybody could have been atheists, and it'd have been the same result.
600 years ago or whatever.
Well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. People do say if you took a religion out, there might have been world peace, but you never know.
That was Muslims with giant cannons that they bought from Eastern Europe.
This is a false equivalency. There's no caliphate right now. There's no Muslim. What Muslim empire is going to take over America?
Muslim takeover too. I'm sorry, but if there's a Muslim takeover, let's strategize this here. If there's a Muslim takeover, maybe the Muslim countries need to listen to me if you guys are just not getting it. But you understand how much differences there is in the Middle East? Like, these guys can't even unify over who's supposed to lead Islam or who's supposed to lead the religion. That's what the whole Sunni and Shia divide came up on. Who's supposed to lead the religion? They can't even agree if Palestine deserves to be a state. Like, do you understand that right now? Like, the Muslims aren't even united. So what makes you think they're going to do a whole Islamic takeover when they got their own agendas for themselves, like countries and all? I mean, let's be real. Like I said, if it was a Muslim takeover, bro, we would have a United States of Islamabad right now, like all in the Middle East. And they would be firing all the rockets at Israel. Well, Israel would be cooked at that point. And at us at this point. Why? Because there's 2 billion of them strong. Why not just unite together, put the beef on to the side and spread Islam? If that's the goal, is to spread Islam, and that's what y'all claiming, then why isn't every Muslim country getting together for that initiative?
Where's the caliphate today? Where's the Ottomans? It doesn't exist. You're saying they're going to stick.
Let me explain
what
how this
flag
works.
are they going to stick up your butt?
My family background is Protestants. Okay.
Okay.
So on my mom's side of the family, the Greshams, who went back to England and then mentioned the stock exchange, a bunch of other stuff, but they were Christians that came over here, and then they owned a bunch of stuff and were rich in New York. And they met with Andrew Jackson when he was president down at the Hermitage in Tennessee.
All right.
And he said, I want Western expansion. Be after I'm out of office. and he said, I want you to, because you're volunteering, I want the Gresham family to sell your holdings, bring in, they accepted the plan that they came up with. My ancestors engineered the Texas Revolution, took them 10 years. They came in with 2 ships at Galveston, had shootouts with the Jesuit priests, a bunch of people got killed. One of the ships got taken, the other ship got in. They went up the river to Washington on the Brazos, started bringing in Protestants out of Tennessee, Alabama, and Virginia. Took them 10 years to set up the operations. And then we basically started a fight with their dictator, Santa Anna, a decade later and launched the war. So that's what these Islamists are too, is they're coming in as the foot soldiers to prepare the way for the takeover. And the government of Islam is Sharia law.
The government
and
of
they're
Islam.
pushing their Sharia law.
Which government?
That is the governing system with the Shiites and particularly the Wahhabis. That is 80% of
Those
Islam.
are completely different. Wahhabis and Shias have nothing.
That's what I just said. I said. I know.
The
Shiites are
government.
19%.
So you think Iran?
The Shiites are 19%.
You think Iran is trying to take over America?
The Wahhabi Sunnis are 79%, and then the rest 2% is Alawites and a few other groups. I know all that.
Okay, where is that happening? Where is that spreading in America?
I didn't know the groups of Islam.
What
I'm saying is, in both major branches of Islam, but particularly in Wahhabist, it is the Sharia law down to the local imam that is the governing system of Islam. So is Iran. It is the Islamic Republic. Rulership is through Sharia.
What is Sharia law? What is Sharia? What does that mean?
Sharia law is the governing system of Islamic control.
Yeah, but nowhere in Sharia law does it say to take over. And actually, in Sharia law, it tells you to abide by the laws of the land that you live in. So, what are you talking about, Alex? That's how you know. You never even looked up Sharia law. Like, bro, it's like a simple Google search.
What does Sharia mean?
The 3 forms of jihad.
What does Sharia mean?
Sharia is the Islamic law.
It means law. Sharia means law.
What I just said.
In Sharia law, if you're a Muslim
and you live, trying to act like I don't know about Islam. I know all about it.
You don't. First off, let me explain.
I nailed every one of your little factoids.
No, you didn't, because Sharia means law. And
I said it's the Islamic law. You just said, Sneako, when I said it's Islamic law, then I'm wrong.
But you are wrong when you're saying that it costs to take over non-Muslims. Like, bro, first off, dog, mainstream, the mainstream Sharia law dictate that Muslims living as a minority in non-Muslim countries must respect and obey the laws of the land where they reside, provided they are allowed to practice their faith freely. There you go. Like, the idea of a Sharia takeover in Western nations is widely recognized by legal scholars and political scientists as a modern political myth rather than a religious doctrine, which it is. Like, we don't even know where it comes from. You could read all the tenets of Sharia law and you will not see anywhere where it says, oh yeah, it's time to take over, guys. And it doesn't even say when you become the majority to take over. So yeah, I'm not sure where you guys get it from, but hey, you can Google this.
It's bullshit.
Okay, relax.
Dude, you can Google it. You can go through the Quran and read it. It's like, bro, and it's be so funny. Like, you could tell when people like Alex who lie about reading the Quran. He's like, I read the Quran twice. I'm like, yeah, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Or you would know all of this like easily. You know who read the Quran and who didn't. Okay, guys, it's pretty easy to know. If they saying BS like this, obviously they did not read the Quran at all.
Alex, we're just getting started. Sharia means law.
Or maybe they read like one page and just said F this shit. And I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, you can't say you really know Islam now, do you?
Under Sharia law, Muslims are supposed to follow the law of the land. Nobody here is trying to change the Constitution. In fact, it seems like you are, because you think that I should be deported for exercising my First Amendment rights. We have freedom of religion here.
You are you're super ignorant.
We have freedom of speech.
Bruh.
Under Sharia law, you obey the law.
I got thousands of top imams saying we will make you take Sharia law. I got them at the state houses in Congress.
Where?
Everywhere saying you're going to adopt Sharia law.
Where are you seeing in America? The imams are trying to spread Sharia law in America. Name one.
My God, they have.
Name one imam.
City councils
name one imam who's trying to bring Sharia law in America. Where?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Name one.
Live on your.
Tell me. You said you know 20,000.
Imams called for Sharia law in America.
You said you know 20,000. Can you tell me an imam who wants to bring Sharia law in America, please?
Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Okay, you just want to just be stupid now because you don't have an answer?
No, I mean, my God.
No, I'll be real with you though. You don't have an answer. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just back. Here's the thing: if it's that important to you, Alex, why don't you have an answer? Like, if you're ready to shit on Islam this hard, I would pray to God that you have an answer there. Like, yeah, is this Aman? It was this date. He is under the Shia or Sunni faith. Like, bro, break it down. Like, that is hilarious how you want to say Durka Muhammad, which is absolutely hilarious, by the way. But here's the problem with that. You can't name an Aman, but you're claiming this is what they're saying, though. It's like, dog, you're going to have to show the proof. And even if you could show the video, all right, great. What are they? Are they Shia or Sunni? Because most of the time you guys are showing Shia. Well, yes, Shia imams. And guess what? That does not represent all of Islam. The Shia is actually the minority in Islam. Majority of Islam is Sunni. And those are the ones we actually get along with, by the way. You can even ask the military guys. But all right.
Listen, we're going to take this.
That's you don't have an answer.
You do it for us. Take this clip and then show them. Don't go too much. You just have 15 imams say it.
You don't even know one.
You
don't even know one person that's trying to bring Sharia law here. I mean, Ron DeSantis parades around.
Like, yo, you've seen 15 imams and you ain't got one name. Like, come on now, dog.
Hey, we're banning Sharia law. Texas, we're banning Sharia law. Alex, why do you think they're doing this? Is it because there's an actual threat of an Islamic invasion, even though they're ushering in H-1B visas, even though Elon Musk, who's also calling for my deportation, is bringing in hundreds of thousands of Indians, even though he says that white men are dumb?
Let me tell you a story.
No. Before you get into a story, this doesn't make sense because you also
Islam's not expanding. You're right.
There's not expanding in America, and you have provided no evidence.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
The reason that
it's not like, bro, there's still 1% of the population. There's only like 5 to 8 million Muslims. So if it's expanding, then you should be able to show me, all right, well, we were at 5, but now we're at 8, and then we were at 8, but now we're at 16, and now we're at 32 million. And it's like, yeah, but that's not the reality, though. And if you guys could show that, then we could be able to sit there and be like, okay, well, let's figure it out. Is it by forced conversion or is it by people just accepting Islam? And if they're just accepting Islam and converting, then, I mean, you can't really be mad about that. They have the freedom to do so. If you're going to sit there and get mad because people convert to Islam, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You're buying this propaganda is because they're pushing this to try to justify the war that you oppose. Are you not against the Iran war?
No, it's true. It's true. First thing you said is true. Is the Zionists, Israel First, Likudnik, Ben Gvir,
just say Jews, the Jewish supremacists.
No. That particular, that's the dominant group running it.
Jews,
and then most of the billionaires. We're talking about. Yeah. Oh God, I'm hiding for the Jews, covering up.
You said Shicom. So
I love how I oppose the EU tyranny. I oppose big tech tyranny. I oppose the Chicom tyranny.
No, you don't. You support it. Elon Musk is big tech, and he's there calling for deportation just like you. You allied with Elon Musk. He is big tech.
That's a good point.
Cover all of that. Now, the point is getting back to this because you don't want me to nail you down on this stuff.
No. I'm telling you that you are echoing the propaganda of the people that you pretend to be against.
I know. I knew all you would do is claim I'm echoing Zionist propaganda. I'm explaining something to you. I can be against a cobra. I don't want to be put in a cage with 10 cobras or 10 vipers. I don't want to be put in a cage with 10 water moccasins or rattlesnakes. So if Israel's a cobra and Islam is a viper, you're saying, oh, you're against a viper, so you're for the king cobra. And that is not. I am 100%. I did a 4-hour show today and spent 2 hours on Israel trying to take over our military and intelligence and being listed as the top national security.
And how do they brainwash Americans to support their cause?
But let me you raise this claim. Let me finish. It's a false equivalency, apples and oranges, to say if I'm worried about expansionist Orthodox Islam, that then I'm covering Zionist propaganda. The Zionists have been successful with many boomers and people saying, you must support Israel and Christian Zionists support it.
How do they get support?
Let me finish. Or you're for Islam. I am not one of those people. I am saying Islam is a threat to the West, and so is the greater Israel.
You haven't
project.
had any substantial evidence to show that Islam is a threat in America. You said no. You said Durka. You don't even know who's trying to bring in Sharia law here. And again, you haven't even disagreed.
Okay. You want me to go to X or anywhere or Google?
Well, if you had some actual stats, 1.3%.
I could type in. Oh my God, 90% of the refugees, the invaders in Europe that are Muslim or military.
Okay, are we in Europe or America?
80+%
Are we in
never
Europe
get a
or
job and
America?
Stay on welfare.
First,
oh my God, I could show 50 videos a day of Muslims stabbing, shooting, killing, stabbing babies. Are you running people over
stabbing
with
babies?
cars?
Are you saying Ben Shapiro talking points? Okay,
Oh, one of the Muslims' favorite things is to find a baby carriage and stab them.
But here's the mistake you're making, is that people like Elon Musk support the wars that create the immigration. If you want to protect the demographic, then don't repeat their propaganda.
Oh, I did not support either one of the Iraq wars. I didn't support putting the head of Al-Qaeda in charge of Syria.
We supported the Venezuela regime change, and now IDF soldiers are in Venezuela right now. You wanted Venezuela war. That was a big mistake.
You're not listening. That's not what I said. What I said was, in practice, under gunboat diplomacy, Barbary policies and precedent, and the Monroe Doctrine, because they're involved in our politics, they're in our hemisphere, and because they're a communist dictatorship, you could say that this would be a legitimate thing. But I don't trust that they won't put in the communist and have a dictatorship, which they put the vice president in, and now they want to do that in Cuba, arrest Raul Castro, but then put the communists back in. I don't believe the U.S. should do regime change and then not have free and fair elections. So I said I'm against it because they will.
So you oppose Venezuela regime change? Good. You did?
As you should.
What I just said was, I said if they had free and fair elections, but
I wasn't in support of it. But I mean, look, we got the perks of it, but it could have went left. But thank God it didn't. Everything went off without a cinch because we was able to get Delcy Rodriguez to betray Maduro. So hey, thank God. Oh, and of course, our awesome military might. Let's not forget to throw that in there for our MAGA guys.
They won't. So then I said that I would not support it. Yes, that's
I'm against it, and it was. I was proven right, and there's now IDF soldiers there. They're taking over $2 billion worth of oil.
That's like IDF is training ICE. Where's the evidence of that? Now,
I didn't even say that's not what I said.
The IDF is in Argentina, and that's one of the biggest Jewish populations, and they are trying to take the property and the government over, and because I think they may sacrifice Israel to create World War II scenario victim playing.
You're saying a lot of things. Let's get to the core issue, right? Okay, so you want to protect the demographics. You don't want an invasion. You don't want foreign influence, right? Our country is dominated by Jewish.
I'm a Christian American nationalist, and white people are demonized by the left, by the Red Green Alliance, by Israel and everybody, and I'm sick of it. White people are 7% of the world population. Anglo-Saxons are like 2%.
There's no point in just
yeah, but I mean, come on, dog. This some old white fragility bullshit. And like, bro, here's the thing. I guess I can sympathize with you, but like, dog. You can't sit here and just start saying, well, we're only such a small percent, and this is why we need to take over, and Islam need to step down. It's like, bro. I mean, it's crazy. What was it? I think it was a black psychologist that did touch on, like, white people reaching this point of, like, white fragility where they're going to start crashing out because their numbers are getting low. Well, here we are. God damn. And she said this in the 70s.
I'm sick of being run over, and everybody that's declared war on us. I'm saying, okay, then.
You think I declared war on you?
And you want to declare
war? You think I declared war?
Israel? I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a Chicom. I don't care who you are. Well, you want to fight? You fucking got one.
Okay, so your
games are over.
You want a war? You want a crusade? Now
don't worry. You're gonna get one, pal.
You're gonna then well done. You just played into the hands of the Jewish supremacists controlling our country.
It ain't gonna be
done.
No.
That's what Elon Musk wants you to do.
It's gonna be cultural, so you can sit over there and fuck your daughters and you can sit over there and marry fucking 7-year-olds, and you can sit over there and fuck little boys.
You're chipping out.
We want your shit out of here.
The predominant demographic in Europe, I told you, was white
bullshit.
Guys. It's not
500,000 girls groomed by the Islamic.
250,000 was the estimated number. You just doubled it, and that's completely conflated.
500,000 now. They had it in Parliament. And here's the other thing:
500,000 estimated.
Bro, it was an estimate of 250,000. All right, where'd you get 500,000 from? And bro, it was bad enough with 250,000. Trust me. Yeah, the grape gangs had affected an estimate of 250,000 girls. I was like, ain't no way y'all let this go down. But I mean, bro, saying that it's 500,000, come on now, you're doing too much. And they stopped it. Yes, and F those Pakistani Muslims that decided to do that. But that doesn't mean F all the Pakistani Muslims. Like, come on now.
You can look at the report.
We don't care if Starmer protected them. We know the British leadership are a bunch of I exposed that 30 years ago.
Okay. Do you want to? Okay, so let's get to the core of the issue. So you established that you're a Christian white nationalist. You want to protect your demographic, correct? Is that your main?
No, what I've established is I am a Christian populist nationalists.
You want to protect your
Those are
demographic?
my terms, who will not allow all these tribal organized groups, organized Islam backed by 53 countries, Israel backed by most of the billionaires and their nuclear weapons and all of their lobbies. And then we're told as Christians, period, whether you're black or white, Hispanic, and as Americans or capitalists, and particularly as white, that we're the devil and we got to shine shoes and bow down to Black Lives Matter and Soros.
Are you doing a rant, or do you want to have a
down
conversation?
to anybody except Jesus.
Do you want to?
Done.
Okay,
done.
Cool.
And if you want a war,
Nice.
you got one.
Nobody's.
I ain't gonna lie though, no, the Great Gang is real. Like nobody's saying that that's not real. The problem is though, is that when you try to sit there and throw all Muslims, all Pakistanis under a bus over what a few did is kind of wild. And that's what they're literally trying to do.
Wants a war. They want you to start a race war so that they can continue.
And we also got to understand that, bro, wasn't it a whole bunch of political elites that was letting it happen? Like, let's not forget to get at them first. And then, of course, those in the community that was also letting them get away with it. But not all of the Pakistani Muslims in the UK was down with that. So let's go ahead and get rid of that thinking.
Justifying their wars.
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be a cultural velvet revolution. The new Renaissance, the new crusade will be the energizing of Team Humanity, led by the central pillar of Earth, the West, the superior system that developed almost all the modern technology and systems that's been hijacked by scum.
Okay, cool. Take a breath for a second. So you want to protect the West, right? Let's stick to one issue. Do you want to protect the West?
Yeah, and I saw you supporting Black Lives Matter. I've seen you running down the West.
I saw you. I was in Connecticut when you lied about Sandy Hook there, and then now you're getting sued for $1 billion for saying that it was crisis actors.
No, I didn't get sued. Judges found me civilly liable.
I saw you say there were crisis actors, and then you were
I was found guilty by judges with $1.5 billion judgment, and all of it's pure crap. And I'm still on the air at AlexJonesLive.com.
Okay, so
look, even though I don't support it, even though I don't support how he lost InfoWars, like dog, you lost the title to InfoWars. They pretty much try to hit you with defamation. They hit you with defamation over Sandy Hook. And here's the thing, bro. Like, I get hitting with defamation, but $1 billion? Yeah, come on now. That's a setup. Like, bro not even worth $1 billion. He's only, I ain't gonna lie, Alex Jones ain't broke though. Like, you look up Alex Jones' net worth before that judgment, bro was worth $250 million.
Do you want to debate, or are you just?
And there you go. I know you're from Connecticut, a rich boy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I was
there. I know people that went to school with you. There you are. Okay. There you. Oh, you're not. You didn't live in Connecticut?
Yeah, no, I did. I was in Connecticut when I had to go home. I had to go home on Sandy Hook.
My son's co-host that knows you.
I know your son, and he does a podcast with somebody.
No, his co-host knows you from Connecticut.
Oh yeah, guys. You have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, or just want to support the show? You can send in a super chat or Venmo, guys. Appreciate the support, and make sure to smash that like button or double tap that screen.
All right, relax. I know. You're not saying anything we don't know.
And all about you, Sneaky.
Calm down. I was born in New York City, and I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, and I had to go home from school when Sandy Hook happened, that school shooting.
And you support a Democrat talking point.
Okay.
You know,
and people like you said they were crisis actors.
You know, all I did was interview a few people that said it didn't happen. I had a few debates. The Google searches from when it happened to when they sued me didn't exist.
I'm only bringing this up because you wanted to ad hominem attacks.
They just brought it up as a way to demonize me. They raised $300 million.
You're the one demonizing me and calling me a jihadist terrorist. Do you want to actually talk about an issue, or do you just want to chimp out and yell the whole time? Do you want to talk?
Oh, chimping out. Yes. Yeah,
you are. You are chipping out. I mean, for a white nationalist, you're chipping out crazy.
Great. Here's the difference. Intellectual gravitas and tens of millions of people that support me behind it.
Okay, great. Congratulations. So do you want to protect the West or not? Do you want to have this conversation?
Oh, yes, sure. I want to protect the West.
Because you can see that deporting me is stupid. I'm exercising my First Amendment rights. I'm practicing freedom of religion, and I'm not declaring war. You're the one declaring a cultural war, whatever. I don't want war. I'm against it. So you want to protect the West. What is the number one issue? Who is dragging us into these wars that destroy the West, Alex?
Israel and the Jewish charities.
What propaganda do they use to get Americans to support?
They say that Iran wants to destroy them, so they've got to do that. Well, they blamed Iraq with WMDs, which was a lie. They on the Project for the American Century from April 2000. cooked up by Netanyahu and neocons in the Bush administration before they got in.
Bingo.
Was to stage a 9/11 attack that would, quote, kill 3,000 people as a pretext to take down 7 Muslim nations and establish a greater Israel. For the Pax Americana, and Iran will be the final country to fall. Wesley Clark also exposed that, and I exposed it back at the time.
Bingo. So essentially, they demonize Muslims and they say radical Islamic terrorists. They use words like jihadist, the one you're saying right now. They demonize Muslims to justify war and say that there's a war on terror that needs to happen, and Muslims are blowing things.
It's crazy. Like, you understand how they sell the hatred of Islam to push us into these wars. You understand how they drag us into it, or how Israel drags us into it, but you still spew the propaganda. Like, all right, yeah, there's a cognitive disconnect here. Like, yeah, I don't know, dog. How don't you get this?
Things up. You were one of the first people to expose that 9/11 was a lie.
It's a little crazy.
Clearly, you know that there's an overwhelming amount of propaganda towards Muslims that justify war. So why then go and repeat that exact propaganda that drags us into these endless wars that destroy the West that you love so much?
All right, let me answer your question.
Please.
It's a false equivalent. Islam is expansionist. We need to control the immigration from the countries. We need to not incentivize and let jihadis run around and let all this foreign money out of.
Bro, the same, bro. That's what they told us to get us into the Middle East wars, and then they told us they got weapons of mass destruction, and Islam want to kill us, and they want to take away our freedoms. It's the same goddamn thing, bro. How don't you get it?
You're not answering the question.
Let me finish. $20-something billion a year out of Qatar and all the rest of it. I'm against the Israeli money, the Qatari money, the Chinese money, the EU money, the globalist money, the Rothschild money, the BlackRock money, all of this stuff coming in and controlling us. Islam is one of the things, one of the heads on the hydra that I cover. So let me finish. Israel sits there and twists what Iran does. Some of it's true. Iran is 90 million people. They're horizontally set up. They're not going to fall. It's going to destroy the economy.